Hi guys, this is part 2 of my video, I think I called it, where I have been and what I've been doing, or something like that. So, where did I leave off? Okay, so we had the feeding tube went in, and then my grandma was in the nursing home. We went and saw her, not this past Saturday, the 17th, but the Saturday before that. So we went and visited her. And she tried to talk when we were there, and she reached up to touch Christian, and there was just, you could see more life in her eyes. And because, yeah, she was pretty sweaty. Her, sheets were pretty wet with sweat, but it was kind of warm in her room, and the nurses did come in and they messed with the settings on the little thing to cool it down in there. And so we stayed there for maybe an hour and a half, and then she was kind of sleepy, so we wanted to go ahead and let her sleep because we wanted her to get rest so she could be ready for when they do the physical therapy every day. They would take her to a gym, and they had different things. They would sit her up and do different things with her, and the doctor would come in and see her, and he would speak to her and ask her questions, and she would nod her head, yes or no, and he said when she would do that, she was answering the questions correct. But let's see, last Monday, so a week from today, they went in, and she was real pale, her blood sugar was high, and she started to vomit, and so they called the doctor to see what he wanted them to do, if there was medication that he wanted her to have, but he said no, he wanted her sent to the hospital so they could do any lab work, and if they needed to do anything, she would be at the hospital where they could do it. So they called for Life Squad to come get her, and they got her ready and started wheeling her to the door, and before they could get her to the door, she passed away. They tried to revive her, even though she had a no resuscitate paper that you sign if you don't want to be resuscitated, then they keep that in your files. But they did try to revive her, but it didn't work, and so she did pass away. So that was pretty hard, because we knew she was going to pass away, because usually people, when they have one stroke, usually later on they have another. And with the one she had, there can be all kinds of complications that come from that. She had a catheter, she couldn't get up and use the bathroom. So, anything can happen there. They can have, kidney failure, or any kind of failure with organs. She could get pneumonia because she's not able to get up and really move around a lot. So there was lots of different things that could happen that could cause her to pass away after the stroke. So we knew eventually, there would be some kind of complications. She would pass. But, for it to be so sudden, she was sick, they were going to take her without, she's sick, then, she might be passing away here soon. We don't know, we have to wait to see what was going on. But she did pass away, and it was hard that day when my mom called me, and it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be to lose her. And that doesn't mean I didn't love her or anything like that. It's just because I know where she went. I knew what she believed in. I knew her faith. Because she did go to my church, so, you know, we believed the same thing. And so I knew that, you know, she had accepted Jesus Christ as her Savior, and I knew that, you know, she was saved, and that, you know, the minute that she died, I know that she was there. So I knew she's out of pain. She had a lot of trouble with her knees. She had been using a walker and a cane for the past, at least the past year. I'm sorry, I keep saying that. Let's see. So she had been using a cane and stuff to walk. I don't even know where I was going with that now. Her knees. She was in a lot of pain with her knees. I mean, she was pretty healthy for 83. She would have been 84 this May. So, I know she's out of that pain of her knees. And I know, you know, now she has nothing to worry about. Doesn't have to worry about, you know, taking care of my 16-year-old nephew, or not nephew, my cousin. I always think of him as my nephew because he's so young. So she's in a much better place now, and I know that, and that makes that a lot easier for me. And even some people that do believe in heaven and believe, you know, in Jesus, and, you know, those that are saved when they die, they go to heaven. Sometimes they still have a really hard time with, you know, the death of a loved one. But I guess because I'm so involved in church, it helps me more. Maybe that's it, I don't know. But I mean, I do miss her because I think, you know, back about all the vacations we took together. When we took a family vacation, my grandma always went. We always did. And so I mean, I have all those memories of when we would go to like Tennessee. We'd go to Gatlinburg. We'd go to Myrtle Beach. That's like the two places we always went. And I mean, we went to places like, we would take like a one-day trip where we'd go over to Kentucky, like, I can't remember the place. I don't remember the exact name in Kentucky. But we saw, like, you know, historical sites there. I mean, my grandma just lived down the street from us when I was little, so, I mean, we were always going over there spending the night. Me and my sister, we would dress up. We'd use her lipstick, and she always had this bright pink or bright red lipstick, and we would put that on and dress up and play. So we always had good times, and we'd eat cornflakes Saturday morning after we'd spend the night on Friday. And I can remember we would put sweet and low because she didn't keep real sugar in her house. She always had, you know, sweetener, and she would say, well, here, put this on there on the cornflakes. So we would put that on the cornflakes, and we'd eat that. And she always had Tab, the pop tab, or soda. Some people say pop, some people say soda. She would always have Tab. I can remember hating it, but we would drink it because it was pop. So I have lots of good memories of my grandma. I have, like, paintings she's did for me. She's made blankets for the kids. So I have those things, you know, and I can tell them stories and share things like that, and pictures and things with them. So I've got a lot of things that I can remember her by. And it's just good to know that she's out of the pain, you know, physical pain. And to know that, oh, that's my husband calling. I guess I'll be doing a part 3. guys in a bit.